Let me see, it's recording. I'll try to get a little closer with the vocals, but I do want people to appreciate the music, right? Because that's the calm part. See, I got like little setups where I got like real comfortable things I look at, but I want to kind of focus in on what I was extrapolating earlier. Was that there's a lot of people who don't know the symptoms and crap you're going through. They go by a playbook called the DSMV or 5, right? And this is something I studied in college. And you have to meet a list of things that go on these things, and it wouldn't matter. So you had to meet 9 out of 13 or 4 out of 7. But the disclosure when I was in college, when you open the book and you pass the intro, like page, intro, editing, whatever, to go to the page, it would have a disclosure and it says this is only to help assist you in diagnosing the patient. It was never meant to be like exact science. They ripped the page out about 4 years ago. So now doctors, if you go see them, they're saying, well, you got none of these, you must have this. Like it's a fix, and it's not true. But what you're feeling right now, honestly, is just a sense of you need safety. Safety. Love. That's it. When they say love cures all, it's not a joke, dude. If I had it right now, I want to be on this couch and I want to be doing this damn video on a couch, right? And I want to have to watch my damn door and all these things that I do every night when, I sleep with forks, I got ashtrays ready to throw, PTSD stuff. I get woke up with the broom because I jump up and just start haymaking everything because I don't know what's going on. And I'm often more scared of myself than I'm of other people, so I avoid confrontation. And I know it's the worst thing to do, but I just get older and just don't really communicate with people that well. You know what I mean? Like they got their own lives, they got their own situations. And again, I get on here to ramble. There'll be a point where I'll come out with articulate, clear, focused, subjects that I could go through a list of things I can help you guys with. But I think the most prominent, most important part, man, without escalating myself, is we all go through it. I mean, it's not a thing where they say you're alone. It's not a joke. I mean, that every symptom, every bad feeling you feel goes away. And it's not even fucking goes away. It's just the fact that you're feeling this oscillating, weird fucking, oh my God, what the hell is this shit? Like, fuck. Whatever that conditionality is, like whatever symptom that crap fucking is, dude, you're not alone, man. You're just not. Just look in my eyes. You can tell they're bare and they're haggard. I'm done in, dude. But I just want to share my message to show people, like, dude, this is a self-recovery process. And it's not a self-confession. It's not AA. It's not, it's not any of those things. And it's not something we're just going to easily build through. And again, I'm 13, 14 years into this, so it's not that. But I just wanted to expound on some points I was talking about earlier. And, and again, I'm not a clinician doctor. I do have a doctorate, but I can't practice because I have all these symptoms. And I have an ex who, a significant other, hate me or not, was a psych nurse for 32 years and worked in psych wards. And so he's always been like my right leg. The one that held me up when my left leg was slipping. And I have a twin brother. And he was blessed with a pure distraction, not too much to give out on the internet, I guess, but I don't care. I'm very defensive about my family, but he's got 4 kids, and that youth and that kind of inspiration keeps him distracted. It keeps him fully inundated in their lives, where he don't have a second to sit and ponder his own mind. He's not stuck in his own fucking mind all day, all alone. And if you say something, you sound crazy. or if you freak out in public, you look crazy, or none of those symptoms really abide. I mean, I can tell you thousand samples where if I'm close to a door, cool, but I will run through the whole shelves of Walmart to get out of the door if I need to get out. I remember one time I got stuck in the middle of a Walmart and went in the fetal position because everything around me was like, like this. Like I'm trying to move the phone that way, and when I stood up, I didn't know where the exit was, right? Because I had, kept turning and breathing hard, like, oh shit, this is bad, dude. I'm keeling, I'm keeling over. And this is just a good scenario. I'll get into the rest as we go on in videos, but when I sit at home and I look at my YouTube and I say multiple panic attacks, or if I say, can you please help now? I don't want someone like in a video screaming and be like, hey, and this is what happens and this and this. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And they're 20-minute videos of people nonchalantly don't care. They're doctors who read 2 books, maybe 10, maybe 20. But you never experienced it, right? It's like building a building. You can read as many books as you want until you lay the damn brick. And I'm a contractor. You don't know what you're talking about. That's why builders and the architects always get into it, because it's just untenable. It's infeasible. Like, to try to produce what you're asking the outcome to be, man. Like, it can't work. Because of the plumbing, French drainage, whatever comes along with the pre-build, like the floors, the concrete flooring, and the plumbing. Like, we can't route it this way, right? So, and I'm much calmer now, so that's why I want to make a little more clarity in the videos. But I'm going to do them when I'm good and bad, dude. And I'm going to keep doing them. I don't care if it annoys the public. But I swear to you, guy, girl, anything in between, don't care. I'm not a sexist guy. Don't care. I'm not a misogynist. I'm not a racist. I'm nothing. But if I could just lay with you and just whisper in your ear, you're calm. You're calm, even though you don't think so. Even though everything in your body is telling you, fuck no, it ain't. Your mind's the only thing working, because your body has to take over when your brain fogs the fuck out. And it's just like, yo, your body takes it. And then your body can take it for so long. And then both shut down. And when both shut down, there's these things that you can look it up online. You can't find it. It's called a demi-seizure. And those are what happen when you're awake during a seizure. That means your panic attacks are so bad. I've had people come out EMS style and like literally have to crunch my hands out and step on them with their boot to keep my tendons from popping in my wrist. Face numb, can't talk, like can't say the right word. Like, instead of a coffee cup, it'd be like, hand me the pineapple. It's just my brain's not working, my body's not working. I'm in such pain and all this stuff, So I want to give solace to people that go through what I go through, because I don't really have that when I look on YouTube. I don't see people being sincere about it unless they have all fine hair and they got this whole desk set up and they like they're ready to like broadcast something. I'm just doing this on my own behest, out of my own fucking phone, my own home. That's it. I'm not trying to con bullshit nobody. I don't want nothing. Maybe some feedback, or like what could I better extrapolate on or help someone with before they get as bad as I've gotten, because I didn't know what I had for 3 years. And my first 2 years, I'll just give you a rumination real quick, was I stayed in a bedroom in the second story of my condo, and I literally shit in Kroger bags. And I had about 5 big black garbage bags full of empty fucking cheap beer, because it's all, because I drank so much. It was like, I didn't care because I didn't know what I was going through, but I knew something was definitely bad, or direly bad, however you want to put it. But it was bad, and nothing was helping. I couldn't get in to see anybody for 9 months. The wait time and the mental crap here. They don't tend to. So you got to learn to tend to it on yourself. But that's kind of why Doug's here. Like, I want to be here to help you. And I want to relax you. I want to relax your soul. That's why I'm trying to get the music right. So I went back and listened to 2 minutes of what I was saying to see if the music was in the background. Because the calmest music you can find, and people are like, dude, you listen to this? And I'm like, yeah. I listen to very calm music. I don't want something with high drums and high strings, none of that. You know, no gangster rap, none of that. And I used to write, so it's like a really hard thing for me to do is to go back to something that's kind of just not fulfilling, you know, or just get in a different mood and try to snap myself out of it. Because my nerves got control of me right now, right? And there's nothing I can do. You ride the storm. And it's fucking unbearable. But it's doable. That's the thing. I'm trying to get passion in my eyes to show you. If I could look in my eyes without looking at my camera. It's very fucking doable. But it's fucking horrible. But if you can get through it and say, okay, look, I got through that. And every attack's going to be a new attack. It's never going to feel different. They always say, it'll never feel like your first. I'm like, bullshit. The first one was bad. I mean, I got off naked on the highway at a gas station. And I ripped all my clothes off, dude. I'm talking socks, pants, shorts, fucking underwear, shirt. Flipped my hat off, took my watch off, sweating bullets. You know, I don't know what's going on. I'm in the middle of Indiana. It's not a state I'm from. I was visiting my twin brother. We were going to a water park. And I just started throwing everything off. I'm like, call the cops, man. I'm fucking dying. I'm putting cold water on me. I'm chugging Gatorade. I didn't know at that time that beer would help. Like, I didn't know. You know, like if I would have got like an 8% beer or something, just chug that bitch. I'm like, all right, look, give me a second. You know, let me find some music on my phone that I've already pre-registered for my moods, which is something I still do to this day. Like, I'll have like 15 playlists. Emergency music, I'll have an A-list. A-list is like, that's what my go-to music, like calm. Like if I gotta drive or I gotta do something where I'm gonna feel trapped, or I'll listen to very, 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 very calm music, light guitar, good voice, whatever. But I'm a fan of a greater music than that. It's just I can't participate in it often. But yeah, so what I'm doing is trying to kickstart videos, maybe start even a community, have even people who would comment on this come as guests, and they could tell me their experience and we could talk about it. I want a much more informal, well, formal, I guess, yeah, formal way of doing this, because most people, they don't give a time or day. They're just going to extrapolate, okay, this is what this means. If your body's saying this, then, you know, counseling does not help. And I'll tell you why. And again, I'm not a clinician, but I went through 3 years of behavioral cognitive therapy. You know, I got PTSD real bad, so I've been through other levels of stuff. But the point being is to tell you, oh, that's catastrophic thinking. And I'm like, well, you think? Like, you think I don't know I'm catastrophically thinking right now? My body's impaired and I'm this bad? Like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, you know, well, you need to learn to recognize that. Well, how do you recognize that when every symptom in your body is telling you, yo, man, I'm giving out on you, dog? Because that's what it feels like. So it's a soul thing. But it's also a connection thing and not feeling alone. And so when I look online and listen to somebody, sometimes I need a soft voice. Sometimes I need advice. Sometimes it's like, I just want straight advice. Like, this is what it's going to do. It's going to give you 100 symptoms and you're going to feel this way. And here's the way to uplift. I don't think that's the pragmatic approach to help real people who deal with it today. Because they always talk about it in like a kind of a hindsight thing or a book thing. Like, either way, it's hindsight. Like, I read or I experienced it and I used to have it. No, I want people to know, like, people like me exist and we can talk this out together. We can share a channel and be like, yo, hey, what's up? Well, what are you going through? And I can give advice to people and let them know they're fucking safe. And it's not the most beautiful world, man. When you get 2, 3 good days a month, maybe, that's being polite and like a very bad rendition, a very bad sequence of events where you don't get, I don't know, maybe 6 days out of an entire month where you get relief, like, okay, I feel pretty good there. And then you try to not overdo it and not overwork it or not go out too much, or I'm going to stay in, I feel great. And tend to certain chores that you probably have left undone, or, for weeks, or you've been unkempt and you can't shower for 3 days. And those are people who go through it. And that's kind of the channel, if I had to create one, would be one. If someone talked to me live, face to face, and like tell me, like, man, how bad have you gotten, dude? Like, how much more can my body take if I compare my body to yours? Or whatever it is, like, or how many health scares have you had? What tests have you done, dude? Like, all of it, all of it, all of it. And there was health scares in that because, like, yo, you got gray matter on the frontal lobe, and that turned out to not be true on a second test. And I just been tested recently. They were going to take my gallbladder out, but I really got blessed in the luxury of having a good primary care. And he's like, no, we're not touching anything. We need his pancreas checked, we need his gut checked, his lungs checked, and his lower gut checked. Everything's turned out good. Did come up positive with some kind of stool test. I go get that taken care of November 11th. Very scary kind of thing. I don't like being put under. I've never been put under. There's family history to that. It's not just my phobia. I don't have too many of those, except wind. I don't like wind. I'm weird. Don't like wind. And I don't like company of strangers. We can get into this later. I'm not trying to bother you guys now. But I guess my sole intent is to whisper. And my sole intent is to tell you, like, today, I think compared to mine, was a good day for you. Because I would have switched shoes with pretty much anybody on it, like 99% of the planet. And just to know that, like, dude, he had it way worse than me, and I got through it. Like, right now, it's like 10 to 11. And I just want to calm people's soul, but I don't want to do it in, everything's okay. And I'm going to tap my phone and you hear the voices and, you see the candlelight. I'm not doing that shit. I mean, it does help sometimes, dude. Seriously, like when I need like a really calm thing. But I'm going to try to be all 10 and 1 and have the community help me as much as I help them. So this is a personal gain for me. It's nothing to follow. You know what I mean? If it's not you. And again, I'll give you a full list once my brain starts kicking back in, because it is. I'm getting a second wind about me, even though I don't know where the energy's coming from. But I'll give you a full list of the things I at least diagnosed with. I'll extrapolate on which ones I think are bullshit and why. Why I think there's a difference between, with bipolar, you have a manic episodes, right? Especially with bipolar 1, where it's like you just go on La La Land, want to fuck the world. You gamble, you spent, I mean, you're just crazy. Like, you just do stupid shit, right? But hyperarousal, which is very easy to confuse, because that's triggered by an emotive memory that you really can't connect with, and that's because the right brain regions aren't working. And if you go on the amygdala, which is this entire right side of your brain, and the limbic system, and the amygdala, and the non-periodactyl gray, and I can tell you all this stuff, they don't connect. Your mind shuts the fuck down. It just does. And the only thing that's alive is this mid-stem right here, right near the neck. And it's feeding things up into your brain from the gut, and it's feeding it back down to your gut. And that's why most people have stool problems or gut problems if they have like real high anxiety, not just PTSD or like panic. They can have really high anxiety, and every time they get around somebody, they get queasy, they get gut problems, they're like, oh, I gotta go. Like, leave dinner, go. Like, I gotta absent myself, I'm sorry, I have to go. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of telltale signs, and I read a lot, so like I don't watch TV. I just listen to music. I'm doing that for the benefit of people that are listening now to me. But absent that, I'm reading all the time. Everybody, you can go to Clara Weeks, Marx, Hegel, say all those people I named before, and I can go before them. Socrates, Plato, Nietzsche, like it's just anybody you want to talk about. Then I go to Freudian, Hegel, Zizek, Lacan. I can talk anybody you want to talk about, and I've read them, I've studied them. They're tomes. Tomes are like numbers of books that are kind of encyclopedic. It's called a tome. And I'll give you little history tips while I go on. So here's a funny one for now, to try to shake your brain out of the cloudy moment it's in, is to always try to distract by learning. Not distract by get away from the emotion, but trigger the intellectual side of you. Like if you're going full reason on something, go full reason, dude. Like learn. Like don't take a time to read a whole 700 page, 300 page book and like get one fact out of it. Like Christ just means prophet. There's 19 Christ in the books of the Bible. Oldest Bible is the Egyptian Bible. We can go into all of it. And I'm not anti-Christian, I'm not Christian, I'm not going to define what I am. That's nobody's business. But I'll tell you this, like when you say Christ don't want this, what's Christ? Elijah, Joshua, Moses, who? They called him Jesus. His real name was Joshua. But it wouldn't matter any of the context. But it's just the fact that I always keep learning and learning and learning. Just learning helps me immensely. Trying to remember names, like when I get in real bad situations, I'll put my notepad up and I'll start remembering every vocabulary word I could ever remember. And I'd start with like an S. Just out of a whim, like, I know, S sounds weird. I'll just do B. Right? And I would just go through it. And like, how many words can I put in the, because I say most humans have a vocabulary of about 3,000 words, that they use daily. Mine's 10,000. Right? Because I'm constantly like rereading words and like, oh, that's cool. And like how they're using sentences. Like, so when I read a nonfiction, right, or a fiction book, like I'll read how they said, and it really helps me because I'm like, oh, I never thought of that, and it gets my mind off my body because I'm pulling it out. I don't even know if half this crap I'm saying is making sense right now. I probably should have waited a little bit and calmed down a little more to make another video. But again, it's going to be a process. And if anybody has any questions, like real talk, if you feel like you want to come on or just say, hey, I have a question, you can do it through text because I'm very shy too. That's why I'm wearing my hat and I'm old and I'm trying to hide behind my blanket. We all have our own issues, but, I just want to give you a calm, warming welcome, a very calm sense of peace. Like, no matter, like, I got a lot of stories to tell. And I know a lot more with a lot worse, but they live better. And I'm like, how? It's because we are so emotionally connected. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's a twin thing to me. But a lot of people are, a lot of people are just more emotionally connected. So if somebody else is hurt, they hurt. Or if they see somebody get attacked, they're attacked. And it's that emotional connection that we only feel connected through others. Like if they're loved, we're loved. And when that's absent, that can have an effect on how we feel about ourselves. So if we don't have friends to look out for, if we don't have family to say hello to, that's going to have a big impingement on us as people. And it's going to create these tensions. And I'm not saying people can have them like I do all the time. They can, go 2 weeks, a month. That'd be a luxury. But it's because there's no contact with social reality that's not based on these algorithms and these things that I'm posting right now. So it's all a very big, I call it a rubber band ball. Like, it's just, how do you unravel that? You know? I, and I can't give the answer to that right now. But I know I can categorically tell you is it'll give you 1,000 different feelings. It'll make you feel like you're dying 10,000 deaths, man. And that's just the nature of it. And there is a way to overcome it, because I've had some pretty graceful periods. Like 3 months where I wouldn't have any issue. I was out driving. I was able to go to work. I was able to do things. I was able to have like some kind of friendships. Sexual intimacy was a very hard thing. It still is hard for me now because of the trust and the abandonment, the issues I face. Talk about that later. But to each their own, because they built up a life where it is what it is now, and it's not gratifying enough, and it's not their fucking fault, dude. And there's nothing they can do about it now, because now they're dealing with their own complications, and we're all sidetracked by these things. And sometimes they're utterly imperative. They're utterly shut down. Like, you're not gonna, like, even if a family member called right now, you probably be like, block, I'm listening to this YouTube. Just what it is. It is a horrible way to live, but there is a way to it. I'm very convinced of that. I've watched and read enough and case studied and all this crap and read everybody and all this shit. Claire Weeks to Peter Levine to, I'm trying to think of all the people's names. What was his name? Jesuit. Han Jun to, my music's messing me up. Eckhart Tolle to Tara Brach. Tara Brach, somebody people should follow if they want like some soft solace about world problematics and how that's infringing on your personal space. Tara Brach, Tarabrach. Very good to go to. Another good person that I look out to on YouTube. Shout out to her. It's a funny name. It's what attracted me to her. Her Crappy Childhood Fairy. Phenomenal. I think the other guy's name's Alan Ferguson, but I'll double check on that one to make sure. And this other guy, his name's David Diash. Diash. David Diash. And he's really a soft English voice that is experienced. He's had a stroke, but he's talking through all of his problems, and he's helping you through yours. So these are 4 outlets I'd give you. Go back and hit the repeat a little bit, or rewind to get those names back. But I just want to be Doug to you guys, and I want to try to help myself and help you. So I'm going to hop off here. I might post a third video because at least I got 1 view so far. So if I can help anybody, dude, like whether it's a phone call, I'll give you my personal messenger, we can talk, like whatever people need, I'll get help back. You guys get help too. It's a feedback loop, no money involved, no crap, no back scenery. If I have a guest, it's going to be up there in a window. That's it. It's survival, and we got to find and we got to click together as a pocket and make sense that we're not alone in this shit. And whatever we're feeling at a moment that is so terrifically terrible is just not doable. It's just not. That's what leads to, and Claire Weeks kind of defined it instead of depression. She called it depletion. Like, your just batteries are depleted. meaning they could be repleted. Replete means full. So I'm replete. Thanksgiving dinner, I'm replete. So she meant depleted battery. So it's not the same as the depression that a bipolar person would get, where it's like shit. But when you feel like that's what you're going to see in the next rest of your life, and you're going through the crux of it, the worst of it, and it hasn't bat down, it hasn't come down a degree or two, it's really hard to say, hey man, yeah, I can't wait till next year, it's going to be a better year. And it's not one of those things you postpone, right? It's like face the weather. And I'm going to develop a crowd of people around me that we all reach out like, yo, man, cool. And I'll post videos of how I feel about it and how I'm dealing with it or what I did. I'll get into niceties or the fine points of it as I go forward, because there's a lot of people don't know about me. I'm completely brand new here. I never thought I'd jump on a YouTube channel. I don't care, because I've had a very adventurous life, exotic and crazy, violent and chaotic. But I never planned to do this. It's just, I just felt a need and an urge tonight, like, yo, just jump online and just talk to people and let them know they're safe, man, in their own bed, like this. However you get through it tonight, no matter what you need to do to get through it, get through it. Because you deserve tomorrow and you deserve the next day after that. And you know what? There'll be a lot of good days in between now and the next bad. And the one good day for me counts. Hopefully it's two. Lasts longer. It's like a weekend after a bad month of work with no day off. It really helps you. Like, oh my God, dude, I needed those 2 days. And then you get through it again. Like, no matter what shit you go through, like shit. But I love you guys and thanks for following if you do. I don't know how to show the channel yet. I don't know how to work YouTube. I don't know how to rename my channel. I don't know how to do any of it, but I'm going to learn as I go. And hope you follow or have questions. I'll be glad to answer in all respects. Like, even if I got to go back and like read stuff and like try to help you in every way I can. But most of it's going to be off personal experience, because I don't think many people have 13 years of this level. Shot in the back of the head, robbed banks at 15, 26 felonies by the time I was a kid, was left home at 15 to be homeless, was in the music industry for 5 years. I got a twin brother who was shot in the face by my best friend while I was locked up, and like just a lot of tragic events, and then a lot of bad family upbringing before that, and then a bad street experience, and then financial flows after that. So if I amalgamate it and make it a big ball, my life's pretty messy, and it's hard for me to even untangle. So that's why I don't get into it. But if there's a specific kind of question you got or something like that, just holler and say something, man. I'll reach out and I'll tell you like what I think. And I appreciate your views, man. Any thumbs up will help. Get the message out that there's real help, man. Like real help. Like somebody's going through it. Not like, okay, I got a counselor for free. No, you got somebody who's lived through it, has been through it, is here with you. And you will get through it, and you're not alone, man. That's the biggest thing, is a safety net, man, is that safety. You gotta feel that safety, like that warmth. That somebody out there actually genuinely gives a fuck about you. You, man, like you. And that's all I can say for the moment. So I'm gonna get off here, and thanks for watching. All right. Peace and love, fellas.